Welcome back. It's your favorite Hump Day heroes ready to bring more Deadlock action down your throat. We got Jake, we got ZP, and we've got an NA Grand Finals. There's been a lot of Billies today. Vindicta got banned out and Mina took her place. ZP, what are we going to see in a Grand Final now that we know the melee creeps are involved once again?
I think we're going to see a lot of targeting of comfort picks for both teams. I think when you take a look at what Bunny with Clock has done really good on, I think you don't let them get Geist unless they do what they did last game and they ban Geist first and you don't have to ban it at all, which is probably a mistake. But overall, I think you look at what they're good at. You don't want to give Bunny with Clock Geist. You don't want to give them Vindicta. I mean, technically, you do a lot of what Sneaky Golem did in the draft and, then probably just make some better decisions all in all.
All in all, Jake, in the end, it was BWC with the better teamwork. That's what won them the challenger match. But you need more than teamwork to take down our reigning champs, the 7-time melee creeps. That will be if they win. Thank you, production. They're on a 6-win streak that started back at number 30. They won 31. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. Tonight would be number 7, and they have an opportunity to make it 8 if they keep it rolling going into next Wednesday. We take a look at the recent results. So how have they fared against BWC, Jake?
I mean, Bunny with Clock have been able to take maps, right? So they're forcing these series to 3. I think at times melee creeps, actually, they haven't played their best in like closing out this series. But I feel like when it has come down to those like elimination games where melee creeps is facing a potential loss, right? Where Bunny with Clock do have one map, feels like melee creeps have that next gear to step into. And so I think what we need to see from Bunny with Clock is a more of a decisive win. I feel like they're more likely to win in a 2-0 from me than they are to win if this series goes to 3 games. I feel like melee creeps have time to build into the series that way, and they seem to get better and better the more time they have in that match. So definitely eyes on Bunny with Clock to be able to put up numbers. They've had enough chances, enough shots on goal here to know what they're up against in the melee creeps. The question is, can they deliver? And I think it's a great point. You need that monster execution in this kind of a game. I think like the late game team fighting, it's going to be hard to have an edge on melee creeps. The best you could do, to be honest, is kind of to be even with them. For me, it's the early game. Can you come out with that early lead, force yourself your way to some kind of an advantage, and then be willing to make those decisive risky calls like forcing mid-boss down eco, even against the melee creeps?
The Bun Squad. That's what I'm calling them from now on. No more BWC for you guys. The Bun Squad taking on the melee creeps. I'm looking at Aiden and I'm thinking, is he a secret weapon in the meta right now? Do you have to target ban him like he was in the challenger matchup, or is that something that melee creeps can look past, CP?
I don't think you want to go against Aiden Vindicta. We've seen too many times Aiden's Vindicta just take over the game. I think Vindicta in general is a pick worthy of banning early, or at least prioritizing based on what we've seen. So when you have those two things together, you have a player that plays a hero really well and the hero is meta. Yeah, I think you want to get rid of it. Also, I gotta say here, in case I forget, in terms of night shift action this week, we're also doing a full-on watch party of what is going on with the Death Slam Invitational this weekend. We're gonna be covering all the action here, community-wise, because there's good competitive Deadlock going on. We want to be there to help cover it, even if we're not the ones giving it to you.
That sounds fantastic. What time does that start?
I have to look. It starts when.
Don't you love it when I just put your feet on the coals? My bad, ZP.
No,
we'll put that on the Discord when we have
2 p.m. Eastern. 2 p.m. Eastern on Saturday
Great.
and Sunday.
I like that.
There you go.
Nailed it. God, ZP's fast. That's why he's our boss, Jake. Let's take a look, though, at our teams and what we expect to see here. Melee creeps taking on Bunny with Clock once again. Is there an advantage that can be explored here for melee creeps that you've seen in the last 2 weeks?
I mean, it's hard because I feel like this is actually a pretty great meta for the melee creeps. For DMB to be able to have like the Wraith and the Mirage as top carries, for me, this is like perfect scenario for him, is exactly what he wants to be playing. John has looked really nice on the Geist, the Warden, any of these like more frontline, tempo carries, I feel. And then the rest of the roster just plays everything, right? I think you look at like Ido and Saya to go in these like heavy playmaker heroes that can just leverage really high individual skill into explosive games, and then Scout and Fishcake, sometimes on support, sometimes on like brawlers, just filling out whatever the team needs. This is a team that I don't know how you draft against this team, frankly. Like I don't know what you're supposed to do to like get you an edge. I feel like you're just trying to survive the draft against melee creeps, and that's a testament to their strength and one of the big reasons they've been champion for over a month now.
They have been the kings of the North American castle. On the other side of this fight, you just saw them. What can they replicate from their win? And if their characters get banned out, how do they pivot here, ZP?
I mean, how they pivot, they do have some good backup options for it. I'd also say, you know, for Iden, we've seen the Mina, right? And it's kind of, you don't really want to spend a ban or an overpick on the Mina, so that's usually pretty safe for Aiden. I actually think, from what we've seen from Arctic, I think you want to put Arctic on anything other than Mirage here. I actually think that is a priority for melee creeps more so than some of the other things, because Arctic has kind of gotten into the Together zone where we saw Together play nothing but Shiv for what felt like 6 months straight. Make Arctic play something other than the Mirage. Way too comfortable on the hero and was the MVP of it in the Challengers match. Change it up a bit.
I like that call out. Take him off his comfort zone. For melee creeps, maybe steal the Mirage away yourself. Even if you give the Wraith up, I feel like it just forces an adaptation, which is not what you want to be doing as Bunny with Clock. They want to be sticking in the comfort zone. They want to be playing as they are. But wherever you go with the first picks in the bans, I mean, like taking a Mirage first pick isn't even that crazy where the meta is right now. So I'm definitely interested to see what melee creeps have cooked up for us. They probably expected this opponent, given that they've gone head to head now week in, week out for the last month. It's been really the same two teams fighting to be the top dog in North America. So it's always interesting to see two teams have this rivalry start to build where, I mean, in as a difference to some of the other rivalries we've had, it's not as dominant, right? Like melee creeps do drop maps and they haven't been that clean in terms of their ability to get decisive wins here over Bunny with Clock. So definitely a fight to be had, and one that I'm hoping Bunny with Clock still brings their full energy to.
Big shout out to the entire Deadlock community. We are here in episode 18. We are closing in on 52 episodes, a full year of Deadlock content brought to you by the amazing people behind the scenes and your favorite players. If you want to support the players, scroll on down below the live. See a donate button. All donations go directly to the prize pool. We split it 50-50 with EU and NA after we added the initial $1,200. Here we go. North America. It's time to get into draft. Are our players ready to rock out? And how do you see this one playing out after the Lady Geist has been removed, ZP?
Well, again,
are they going to rip
like
a Warden first pick right now? I'm pretty sure this is a Warden first pick. This is a crazy first ban for me, unless you're going to do that.
I think they're going to try and first pick Shiv, probably. Shiv or Billy would be my guess.
True.
Like,
maybe you can't give Shiv and Billy. That would be too disgusting.
Aiden respect pick is in.
Yeah.
So the ban, I should say.
Yeah. I mean, I do think Warden, the stocks have gone up tremendously on Warden in this game. No Vindicta to fly away from you and lock you down. No Geist to ult swap you. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Warden go for either team here in the first lineup of picks here, the first three.
Honestly, Abrams Billy. I think you counter here. You secure your front line. Yes, you're going to give up. Okay. No, they actually just say we hate Arctic.
They steal the Mirage. I like this, actually. We were talking about this in the draft, right? And now you can follow up with either the Billy or the Abrams. I don't know that there's a wrong choice. I think Billy's probably a little bit more on meta with the damage potential, but Abrams is a little bit more of like fine on low eco. So Billy is a little greedier, but they are still going to go for it.
This makes so much sense. And I think even though you can argue Wraith may be overall better, I don't think Arctic on Wraith is anywhere near the player that Arctic on Mirage is, from what we've seen. Like, I'm not saying Arctic is bad, I'm just saying Arctic is especially good on Mirage. So you go Billy, you give up the Abrams, Bunny with Clock is going to get the stronger front line. But in turn, you've taken away Arctic's favorite hero, you've still gotten a really good frontliner. If you're Bunny with Clock, I think going to what you were talking about here earlier, Jake, is that for Pashi, who's been kind of Warden Geist build, do you go Warden? Okay, you do go Warden.
Yeah, here it goes on the first 3-2, which I actually quite like. To get the Warden this early. I think it's actually way higher value than it would typically be in other games with these particular two first bans. And it's very comfortable as well. If you're going to run Abrams and Shiv, I think going up against the Warden wouldn't have felt great. Now, Kelvin is picked. So for me, I feel like I think I've seen Saya playing a lot of Kelvin in pubs. Like, clearly still thinks it's good. And maybe now, like, imagine you ban Doorman here. Now, like, how do you contest the Kelvin Dome? It could be top dog again. They go with the Page ban instead, though.
I think the Page ban is smart just because Page has been so good as a lane partner with Abrams, and it, especially with Vindicta off the table, it's what you'd go for. The other ban they could have went for here, though, truthfully, would have been Mina to just get Aiden really out of the normal comfort zone. I actually would have liked that ban too, but it's
Victor. Fine. Okay. I mean, I guess you're going to run like this Giga frontline overload comp, and maybe you're scared of the Victor just tanking everything. Plausibly, but still, Victor, really weird hero to ban since no one has been contesting Victor for a while. They grab the Doorman themselves. Oh my God. Good luck ever doing an urn against melee creeps. Ever. In the entire game. You're just never going to take an urn.
Jake, you earn in Kelvin, who drops a dome, and it's turned in before the dome goes away, and he leaves without the same door. Like,
looking to summon a god, right?
Just control an area of like 100-meter radius around the urn so that no dorms can be dropped. It's simple. It's so easy. Oh, really? No. That's scary. And the lash pick into Kelvin, I don't love that. I mean, that was back in the day we used to say, okay, like, you know, part of the problem with Lash is that the Kelvin dome just kind of counters your ult. You just pop the dome and Lash ults, and okay, we're chill. We're sitting in our frozen shelter.
Jake, what Bunny with Clock needs, they need to always be the first mover on the urn. They can never let melee creeps actually get control of the urn with first grab because they have no tools to actually defend it thereafter. So that is the one way Bunny with Clock can play around this a little bit, is that they have to be turbo aggro when urn is about to spawn. You over allocate to that wave, you push up the wave next to urn, and you get first urn control. It doesn't guarantee you the urn, but it gives you a way more of a fighting shot than if you're just like, please, Doorman, turn in the urn with Kelvin in one of 6,201 ways. You know,
I'm a big Pocket fan here, though. Love this pick, actually. I was wondering, you know, like, I was like, there's not really any frontliners left in the pool for melee creeps to grab, but they get Pocket, who for me is actually great into a lot of these heavy frontliners that Bunny with Clock have drafted. Like Warden, it has really no mobility, is essentially a sitting duck to get popped with Affliction, and so could find himself in an awkward spot, you know, in some of these late game team fights. So I think melee creeps have gotten a really sick draft here. I think they're going to dominate on the urns. I think they have great team fight in the late game. I feel like Bunny with Clock, maybe they can tempo the game out fast enough where, you know, some of these heroes just don't quite hit their power peaks, but I really like the melee creeps draft, and I think Bunny with Clock is going to need to like play at a really incredible pace. Like Mina, this is one of those games that maybe Mina can just dominate the game so completely that there's not really a chance for the opponent, but falling short of that, I just think melee creeps are strong at every phase of the game.
Melee creeps may have won the draft, but BWC trying to force a game number 3. They've been blown out a few times, but more often than not, we're good for a long one. ZP, give me the prediction. Who is going to earn MVP for game number 1?
We did MVP for game number 1 heading on
it's
in
Aiden
here.
on the Mina.
This is the easiest question of all time, ZP. It's actually cringe you don't have an instant answer for this. It's Ido on the Pocket. Come on now. Come on now.
Okay,
This is they gave LeBron the ball.
Like,
He's big dog on the Pocket on the server. I love a little Ido. Pocket for me, you give a specialist player Pocket. Just let him take over the game. Let him cook. It's a great Pocket game. Let him cook.
All right. Well, we'll see if Ido still has the gas in the tank on that, because Ido's been doing a lot of non-pocket things in recent competitive memory. Like you got to keep the hand hot, Jake, for that.
I believe. There's no doubt in my mind, ZP. ZP's a
muscle memory.
Register it now, chat. I'm
muscle memory is locked in. Is Ido playing the Pocket? Damn, no Sinclair by Ido. The chat is bummed that he's playing his best character. Weird. Let's jump into this one, ladies and gentlemen. As soon as the game is ready, we will be letting this one rip. Thank you all for being here. Once again, this is night shift number 18. We got number 19 next Wednesday, but for now, it's time to crown an NA champions. Melee creeps, Bunny with Clock, it's ZP and Jake on the mic.
All right, Jake, we're getting on into this. Look, I'm not so much doubting as much as like I need to be reaffirmed here. And
all right.
Also, I think Pocket himself. The problem is that when you didn't give the ball to Ido, Pocket was the destroyer of worlds, and then Ido was also arguably the best Pocket in the world. You may be the best Pocket in the world right now, and Pocket stocks have fallen a little bit. He's not quite the same hero. His early game's way rougher because he can't do the, his old early laning phase of just like, I'm gonna sit back and wait to Majestic Leap. The Pocket life has gotten a little bit tougher over time as Pashi Pop leaves the server. Warden bug, Pashi issues, his own team getting in on the flaming.
Yeah, it should be no problem here. Pause for the creeps, no big deal. Opportunity to check out the rollouts. And Lash rolling out in the high ground. This is such a, for Lash players at home, if you're not already doing this, very strong. Just death slamming off the high ground to start the lane is pretty sick. I'm definitely curious to see the build up for Ido on the Pocket for melee creeps, because I've seen more and more Pockets building more like normal early game items. Like they build Spirit Vitality, of course, but they aren't just like hardcore saving for only Majestic Leap that we saw for a while. It's like a little bit more of, the Cold Front and the Mystic Vulnerability and an extra Spirit, right? So you actually are building into being a real hero contesting the early laning phase.
You just have to. You cannot be as greedy with the change they made to actually having to pick up the soul urns. The old style Pocket will get you a loss in lane. Although the lane that they're up against is not easy at all, going up against the Abrams Mina lane. It's going to be a lot of pressure there, and also when you go to pick up some of those orbs, you could have an Abrams charge waiting for you. So, you know, survive the right lane is probably test number 1 for Ido on the pocket.
Yeah, it won't be easy. Mid lane, though, should be strong for melee creeps with this Paradox and Doorman.
Ooh, Paradox is already real low. You know, a little bit of splatter, a little bit of flask, and you're running for the hills. Really nice early pressure here in mid coming in from Bunny with Clock.
That's true. I mean, Warden Viscous is actually kind of an old, like, hardcore spam lane. I haven't seen it played in the mid, but it has been pretty good in the side lanes in metas past. So resurrecting it. I feel like Viscous has been a little bit off meta for a couple of weeks now, but whenever we do see it, it does look pretty good and like seems to have a lot of impact. So you got to respect this, even with, like, you know, the new school Doorman in the lane. It's you get hit with that splatter and things go from bad to worse.
Yeah, and Gibbs himself has been one of the more notorious, I'm not going to say full one trick, but like semi one trick on Viscous. It is by far his most notable hero that he's had some really good plays on. I mean, he broke Kelvin's ankles a while back, and okay, I've cursed him. I actually just cursed his ass back in the spot. Sorry about that one, Gibbs.
I mean, one of the things about the mid lane, I think this is something that a lot of folks playing Deadlock can maybe utilize more, is the ability to reset HP in the fountain between creep waves. Like, because the mid lane zip is short enough, if you just optimize your pathing to base, you can clear wave and go base without really missing any souls. I mean, you'd rather be doing box runs. There's more efficient things to do, but it does mean that, like, hard pressuring people out with poke is not the easiest thing to do. And what's Warden saving for?
Look at Tanner right now. Look at the map. That's blue territory.
Tanner? He's doing boxes. There's some boxes being accomplished here. Yeah, both teams are doing some heavy box running. I mean, especially Bunny with Glock. There's 3 players like not in the lanes. There's 3 players solo laning and there's 3 players box running.
Yeah, and also 3 players collapsing onto the right-hand side. That's the melee creeps looking to overload the right, and in response, they get Tanner. And what have they given up in turn, Jake? It doesn't appear like they've given up too much. If anything, it's just been a little bit more farm in middle.
Yeah, I was a little bit greedy, honestly. TP having 3 players box running and 3 solo lane, that's a lot. And now Billy pops the blasted, taking the fight to Lash. Yeah, I don't know if you want that. Lash just getting absolutely murdered and Billy taking no damage whatsoever. Fishcake making mincemeat here of the side lane, and Billy is just running rampant. This pick looks ridiculous right now.
Nothing feels worse than going for the parry against Billy and not actually landing. You instantly just see Fishcake adapt. He's just like, yep, quick melee, quick. He's just like hitting you with love taps from the bat that actually
what is this cult sack? Bomb is a cult sack at 3 minutes and 50 seconds. He's going to have the next cult sack for when the 8-minute ancient creep spawn. That's crazy, actually. This is new levels of greed accomplished in the NA mid lane.
Now, does he go Mystic Shot after? Because the thing we saw for NA builds, or rather for EU builds, is that it was a little bit later, but as soon as you got Cult Sack, on a lot of heroes, on both things like Lash even, you would go the Mystic Shot after the Cult Sack because it got you your 4,800. Now, you'd usually do that after you had 4,800 Spirits, so this is a little bit of a different twist.
I mean, he's so early. Affliction, it's good. TP out as well. So Ido putting a lot of pressure on this mid lane. I don't know that Warden's going to be able to stick around for that long with Affliction on him. Is he really going to buy Bullet Lifesteal second? Like, what? This build is crazy work from Pashupov. This is like all farm items. I mean, maybe they are in like not the best spot in this game with a couple of K lead here, but this pays off. This could be really nice, but I feel like they're kind of gambling in a huge way right now, especially as losing mid Guardian for free. It's like, how worth is this for Pashupov? Is he really going to be that strong coming into the game with some of these items?
Gibbs is paying a little bit of the price, maybe able to stay alive, Curse of the Cuba. Instead, gets a one-way trip to the Baroness Hotel, but you may have wanted to keep that hotel reservation because here comes Warden in off the last stand, a bit ahead as far as farm goes, so you have to respect it. But now he's getting the mind games right now. Door to poke. The last stand is long over, and the damage going in, the shield from Warden long gone. Not much HP left for Viscous to back up, so the Doorman plays from John pretty good here as the cart. It's a pitting Lash who came in for a moment.
A lot of players coming to the mid lane, but advantage melee creeps, right? The fact that they have that Guardian online means the zip is typically going to be better for them. Cool Cheese absolutely sent packing. Not much to show for this rotation. And Warden, I mean, it's off to the jungle now, I guess. Defending mid lane, jungling, it's okay, but I mean, there's a lot of map control to give up, and the mid lane isn't what it once was in terms of a safe farming location. Like, the way things are more open, I feel like, and especially the way walkers work now, there's more threat to potentially punish him. See if that's actually on the cards, though. In the end, it is still a part of the map that pretty dangerous to bring your whole team to, even if you want to attempt to gank on the enemy most farm hero.
27k to 29k melee creeps a little bit ahead. Guardians, though, what you're really looking at here, and you know the big gain for them was first to get middle Guardian, open the map up a little bit more, but into the right-hand side we go. Fish cake, chain gang, looking here for Arctic. Dome coming on out, all ults being dropped here, and it is a full-on assault on to the Shiv.
Big punishing death slam. Yeah, saves, and Shiv still barely alive out of this. Saya maybe won't be so lucky. The frozen shelter wasn't enough for that kill. But with Shiv also incredible. Fishcake's diving this deep. I can't believe it. He still chases down the Shiv after all that. Saya is gonna trade his life for this. So with Paradox here with Shiv behind tower, or rather Billy behind tower, this is gonna get pretty scary as you really need to get some kind of a parry off here, but Gibbs is wary of the risk there of being counter-dove.
Yep, Paradox in on the swap, so ends up being a 1-for-1. I mean, probably advantage to the team that didn't have to use Frozen Shelter and everything on the attempt, but also onto the right, Jin's Mark versus Love Bites into Nox Nostra, into DMB running for his life. Sanguine has been used, and the tornado through the wall, or the floor as it were, and wait.
They just barely had enough damage to pop Ido. I think Ido also, suitcased her from around the corner, but it still just wasn't quite enough to finish off Aiden, and then the counter kill came in. So just barely enough, and Mina Pocket, they're just always playing on a knife's edge considering the low HP on those characters. Now back on board with Billy. Holding on Cult Sec, probably wants to save this pop. Is that a Torment Pulse on Shiv? Okay, Billy has got to be on notice. This is a very early Torment Pulse. A great item to deal with Billy to punish him for being close range.
Meanwhile, looking for targets to join the cult, but yeah, the damage coming in doesn't get hit by that knife.
This is scary, right? Shiv now with the Spirit Power Peak very early, so Shiv's damage is pretty disgusting here.
A little bit of running at low HP here for Gibbs, who is still running a Guardian Ward, not enough to save DMB. A few shots towards the end as get a little bit of an overload here for melee creeps on the right-hand side, looking for the Guardian, and don't think Mina's going to be enough. Yeah, Mina's backing off, so that's going to be Guardian going the way of melee creeps. Second Guardian for them on the game, opening up both middle and right-hand side.
Calvin is just all-in Spirit investment, has that Spirit Spike, so is going to provide a lot of value off of his beam, his nukes. Mobility also pretty crazy on the Ice Path. And 9 minutes, I mean, a lot of Sinners being taken off the map right now. Some opportunity to look for punishing contest, but for now, I think both teams just content to do their own objectives, get their own item power peaks on. And I think it's that when most characters are getting that second 4.8k investment spike, that's when I'm really expecting the game to pop off. So probably a couple more minutes of farming, but melee creeps 3k soul lead. It doesn't feel like that much, but it will mean a few seconds where some of their characters are going to have those power spikes on first.
Also, again, you see this itemization that we first noticed in the UTE, the Mystic Shot late out of the laning phase, where you get the scaling from the 4.8k Spirit into Mystic Shot, and then if Aiden buys Cultist thereafter, you're going to get the gun spike too. Although I don't know if Mina cares as much about the gun spike because her actual gun damage is really bad. I mean, yeah, you still take it, I suppose, because you still like Cultist. But the Mystic Shot, it's more about the poke here.
I mean, Mina is absolute glass cannon though. Short of actually buying the 6k item, this is all in. I mean, he has less than 1,000 HP at this phase of the game. Shiv being dove in the mid lane, Billy disrespecting that Torment Pulse, and they just overload him. Arctic maybe not quite being ready for that. Even with the 4 daggers in Billy, he just shrugs it off. Waits that one out, but Rune being camped by Gibbs is going to secure that for his team.
All right. Also, you speak about urn control, and remember the task we gave Bunny with Clock of don't give up urn control? Like, always be the first ones to earn?
I mean, good luck
with that. They did not take that advice.
It's so hard to do, right? Like, it's so, like, to always, every time, never let the enemy pick up urn one time. It's a crazy task to be giving to a team that is actually slightly on the back foot in this game.
Well, Saya has Dome, Saya has the urn, and Saya is just recklessly going directly over to the urn tournament. Okay, maybe taking a few alternate paths here, but
I mean, there's no doorman, so it won't. Like Doorman's not here, so it won't be that free. I mean, Oh, once again, though, the mid lane being punished, pressured, affliction on the shield. He's dead to rights. He's just bleeding out the affliction and just gets overloaded by fish cake. So melee creeps aggressive with the punishes. He's just trying to get away with this. A greedy attempt here. He's not going for the... He's trying to hold his shelter. Just thinks, hey, we're stronger here. And it's not a max punch from Viscous, so he's not able to drop the urn. The ball, though, is going to accomplish that feat. Solar and pickup disabled, so this one isn't free. Last shot being held by Cool Cheese. He knows that Soul Urn is crucial to contest, but yeah, there's just too many numbers here. I don't know that you can fight this for BWC.
All right. Attempt number 3 of turning in the urn, and this time it's going to be good. As you mentioned, not max level puddle punch, and Viscous may have given up his life for all of this harassment. He had the punches, he had the goo ball, but in the end, the damage is enough to take him out. And I mean, this is kind of what we expected with this comp, Jake. Maybe not in that case where you don't even have to burn the shelter or doorman door, but melee creeps has an enormous edge for urn turn-ins.
Yeah, especially because Cool Cheese relatively behind the game right now. Speaking of the game, right, I think about economy, Pashi Pop is actually disgustingly farmed. However, somehow John John is keeping up on the doorman, which I actually think is a pretty big deal considering, you know, the lengths to which Pashi went to go max greed this game. For Doorman to be even souls is not a great sign for him. They are pretty far ahead of the game, though, the two of them.
Yeah, and I mean, John John, you know, if we can see John John's build, usually he transitions into like full gunman at the end, even if he gets a little bit of spirit around. But hold the phone. Engagement here off to left, swap into Dome, into Tanner's feeling not so good about the situation. Feeling chilly, charge around the outside, not enough to survive. And here comes Billy. Fishcake in off the chain gang, pulls in two. Is the fall through going to be there? Once more Arctic, kind of getting beaten up. Billy taking damage in turn, but Billy's hard to focus down in this moment. You still walk on over the quick melee in the Arctic. That's certainly enough, and off to the other end. Warden not going to escape either.
I need this to work.
It's a 3 for Nils, EP, and then the value of the shelter, getting that secured opening kill into Tanner. I mean, Bunny with Clock, I sympathize. It's like when they pop that shelter and take a kill, it feels like you have to fight back with that ult down. You have to try to come in with the Warden ulti, but it's still not enough to kill Billy, and it wasn't even that close, right? Billy was down like maybe a little below half HP, but still fighting well in that moment. And yeah, this is Gunman. I mean, the farm speed is actually pretty unreal. Not even worried about him. He's got the vitality spike, he's got the gun spike, and believe me, I don't think he's biting. He might not buy another vitality item for like 20 minutes. This is the type of build where you might just build glass cannon next item. I wouldn't be completely shocked.
I feel like you look at John John and in most characters, you can just assume gun build. Like, you ever watch John John stream? He's just like, you know, he's almost identified. He's like, you're not playing the game right if you're not going gun. But okay, fight here towards the end. Revenge as Saya a little bit caught out, taken down by Pashi coming in. 16k on the Warden, relatively farmed up. Back over though by the Walker. The pressure coming in here from melee creeps. You could get mid Walker this early into the game, it would be massive. Even the damage here is good. But now you get the change of focus fire. Looking for the goo ball, forces it out. And now you just see a Fishcake on retreat as the ball starts rolling the other way.
Nice defense by Gibbs, like focusing the creeps there. Knows he can't really take the fight to those players sieging mid, but he just keeps the waves cleared and protect his Walker for now. Meanwhile, Pashipop on the other side of the map, he's gonna clean up a Walker for himself. Has stuck around quite a while, but yeah, Saya on the Kelvin alone is not really gonna threaten that chase down.
Well, you look at Bunny with Clock in the game state here. Jake, they got a lot riding on the Warden, and I mean, Pashi's Warden is
glass cannon.
Solid. It was solid last game, but I don't know. I just look at the situation. It's like your Shiv is relatively behind. Your Warden is ahead, and then you look at how the other team is farming. I don't love this game state right now for Bunny with Clock.
Yeah, especially the Mirage matchup into Warden, I think is pretty hard. Like, Tornado is almost a guaranteed counter. Wait, Lash Out somewhere? Did you get anything? I heard it, but maybe somebody just slipped away. But I just feel like this Warden, or the Mirage Tornado is so insane this game. It kind of lets you escape everything, and yeah, you need to like curse him or something to lock down DMB, but there's so many other threats to worry about with, you know, Fishcake being in your face the whole time, with John John on the Gunman. I mean, this is the guy you really need to find, but who gets found is actually Pashipop here on the Warden in the side lane. Swap kind of takes him back where he wants to be, though, and as a consequence, he's just going to walk it off here.
Bunny with Clock needs to go for a trade. You are going to lose Urn. You have Doorman near the Urn turn in, but also Scout is just getting run over on the right. So, all right, you get a little bit, but look at what you've given up in turn. you get the pick, but it's free low for the urn turn-in right now.
Oh,
no one is in the area at all, and you don't get an objective for it either.
Yeah, like that scout kill is not worth as much as an urn, but they're just going to gamble it. Honestly, I like it. I feel like the game is slipping out of their hands. They're going to force a roar and actually look for some kind of a team fight. But oh, John is actually just sending in artillery shells down the stairwell. They do not want to push into that.
I mean, the upside here about the timing, if they committed here, Jake, is that you know they just use door for urn, so you actually don't have door for tricky plays. But here we go, up over the top, cool cheese, no death slam, just ground strike into cart, your luggage has arrived. Extra fall through here, but while you're looking at Doorman, you're not looking at Mirage. DMB clutching from the back. It's getting all sorts of chilly with the isolation on the Poshy Pop. 3 down for Bunny with Clock, and look, BWC, they may have been looking for mid, but instead it's going to be all melee creeps.
Saya proving that the reports of Kelvin's death have been greatly overstated here, getting great value off of that frozen shelter with a lot of his teammates getting huge heals off of it. Not only do they win the fight decisively, but they also are full resource now coming into mid, cleaning up this mid boss. Damage isn't the best, but it'll just be good enough. I mean, I maybe there's a contest to come in, but Gibbs is 1 HP. It doesn't feel realistic. This might just be a triple rejuve, and
there he goes.
Yeah, he tried. I mean, it was close. Honestly, it was kind of close. They're even delaying the third crystal. Okay, no, yeah. They forgot about it for a second. The scout's like, oh, I'll clean that up.
I think, you know, it's a little bit risky. I mean, I do like the delay to get more time because it's just OP, but also Aiden. Look at that. I think Aiden's almost lucky that Ido didn't have the bloodlust there. I think there's a world where Ido could have gone in. Also, we haven't had the camera on Pocket a lot this game. I feel like we just have not talked about Ido this game one way or another.
I will say it hasn't been an MVP game for Ido. He's been doing fine, doing okay. Nothing game breaking. But I mean, he is getting into a level where, yeah, the late game is gonna be powerful. He's got all his spikes, so he's like a big threat you have to worry about. And also, there's not an easy divine barrier. But speaking of somebody got to worry about, it's the entire gang here ganking Ido first. He does die, has that crystal to keep the fight going. They're gonna try for a second kill with John out of this fight, but it seems like Ido has already slipped away.
I know, so I was like, guys, I liked it better when you weren't talking about me. You summoned that evil onto me. 2 rejuves down, though. This is such a massive fight. So far for Bunny with Clock, if they could get another rejuve, it'd be huge without the penalty, though. However, the artillery, as you called it, has arrived. John gunning them down from the back. Doorman, with this level of farm this late in the game, could be a real menace, as John is proving. The chase down in off the zip. Off the other end. Fulchi's trying to get away, and turns the tables and then some on the scout.
If they get this kill, I think it's going to feel worth it, though. I mean, you were going to run out with your rejuves anyway, and with only the last one remaining, it's not the biggest deal. Arctic is, rather, I should say, Aiden is thinking about coming into this, but I think he just wants to clear the creeps. And I'm also curious if we could mouse over the glass cannon and see how many stacks John has built up, because that, I mean, when Doorman, the only problem with Gunman really is you have pretty garbage attack speed, but shooting this is fair. He has to have like, what, 4 or 5 stacks or something? I mean, this is kind of crazy.
I was wondering the same thing when I saw Glass Cannon at the interim of the fight. He has a bare minimum. I think he has 2 stacks. I for sure, but it may be like 3. What is
3.
It? Yeah, it's
yeah. And so that's giving you 24% fire rate, like forever, constantly. And 24% is, I mean, that's pretty severe. That's basically your surge of power, but all the time. I mean, yeah, you don't want to mess with this Doorman. Lucky shot online. I feel like John, this is like mode kill John. If you can't kill John, this game is over. Like, he is just gonna nuke you down every fight. Literally everyone else could die on melee creeps, and he will solo carry the team fight.
Look at Aiden's HP. Aiden got hit once in the head.
It took a third of his health. Actually, you're like, oh, bro, my bad. Like, this is your lane. You can have this lane.
That was basically the reaction. Right? I was like, oh shit. Like, all right, we cool, John. See you later, man. Like, that's fine.
There's 5 players contesting 1 buff and John contesting the other. It's equal threat for Bunny with Clock. There's no chance contesting even the buffs here, so definitely a power moment, especially with Saya on the Kelvin too. Like, the hard support tools here are exactly what you want when you have this level of farm on a gunman. Just somebody to bail them out. Like, they get a divine barrier up or rescue beam, these type of tools that could just save John. I think that really would go a long way to securing this game.
Also, the other really messed up thing about Doorman is just, look, the door is already set at the comeback urn spot. you don't get the benefits of the earn on your side really when you're up against Doorman. I mean, there's some benefits, but it's greatly muted. And you're at the point in the game too where Doorman probably has like max length doors, and it's just tough. Also, Arctic again is just getting hit with a crime. This is repeatedly, you see the focus shift of just coordinated ganks on the Shiv that's really kept Arctic behind.
We were questioning oh my, what the hell is this? Oh my God, blink, 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 blink. Oh my God.
Yo,
what he's typing, he's typing.
Stacks.
What is going on? Dude, that's a viscous ball with like, what, 40% bullet resist? That's gross. He's just getting deleted.
The Baroness.
Oh, yeah. Just 48% attack speed. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy work. I want to see him shoot towers. Like, this is what we've been waiting for, is to watch the Doorman kill the towers.
I just want Doorman cam at this moment as the Baroness strike. Look at it, just going in and around, in on the card, boom, boom.
Oh, that's
boom,
a warden.
Gone.
Is that your most farm hero? My bad. Oops, my bad. This is crazy. His shots are like 800 or something on the building. Like, that's so crazy. You can't.
Yo, people
you can't
out
just be
there,
doing that.
gun holiday enjoyers, take note. It's back. You just gotta play the Doorman, get a little bit acquainted with some luggage, walk out. It's your pub game. Go full orange. He's eating one vegetable. There's a few vegetables here.
Cringe, green buyer. No, okay, yeah. This is objectively correct. And mobility. He got a debuff remover and a warp stone. I mean, this is the dream items. Divine barrier on Kelvin. As far as I'm concerned, this game might be like sort of. I mean, it's not that close to 40k soul, but this game is wrapped up, man. This is like Doorman can solo the game. I don't know if they realize. I mean, maybe it's just crazy to like force something psychotic, but I feel like you could just walk it down mid on Doorman, and I don't think this is defendable for Bunny the Clock. Maybe the last ulti into base or something. Yeah, there's threats. There's threats.
The wild part about this build being this farmed here on out is that realistically, he can kill most people on Bunny with Clock within the realm of one luggage cart. Like, you will die while being taken by the luggage. That is, yeah. I mean, he's ascended, and you know Mirage is pretty good too. But I'm just good for the Doorman cam right now.
Yeah, low key. I'm on. I mean, it's like other people just see him. He shoots 2 bullets, and you start running. It's like, oh god, especially when you see the bullets coming in. They're trying to get a little bit of a split push off here with the Mina, but Ido's dealing with that very well. He's got the door for any kind of potentially threatening exit. But mid boss is up, and there's like, I think they're just gonna go wait on the mid boss here and just like ready to pre-fire it. Now this is gonna be a moment. The pre-fire kill on the mid boss. This is gonna be disgusting. I expect. I mean, at this point, this is actually good advice for folks at home, because instead of buying more gun when he's winning like this, he's just buying all green items. And I think at this point, there's no real reason to buy any more gun damage when you're already just hitting like a truck. All you need is to survive the initial gank burst. And he's very wary. He knows, like, if he comes around a corner, right, and gets like giga ganked by Bunny the Clock, it's not going to be that free.
I just want to say, have confidence that you'll two-shot people. Go even deeper into the yards, but
run it down. ZP's the devil on your shoulder, all right? Oh, and then the fake mid-boss into the door outplay.
Uh-oh.
Classic back flank. Oh, beautiful. We've seen it so many times when they keep falling for it. John taking them down.
Cool Cheese just got crushed. You don't expect that to happen as Lash. Into the dome we go. It's all nice and chilly, but Doorman's here to warm you up. Shots from the key, one by one. Arctic gone, Pachi Pop gone. The stacks are maxed out. They're long max for Glass Cannon, and this mid-boss is going to melt under the Doorman's Fury.
This is like a 5-second mid-boss or something, right? Like, this is crazy damage. Fury Trance as well. He's got to reload, but oh, no, there's mid-boss.
Yo, and we got salty holiday fans in chat that I don't disagree. As Diplomat Dota comes in and says, oh sure, Doorman's allowed to do this, but not holiday. That's fair. They didn't say that's fair. I added that in, but like, you know, realistically, a little bit of attitude goes a long way.
DMB just doing God's work out there, sending us to a quick game 2, pushing the base, and a little honest, a little integrity from the carries here. How about we push this base, you know, move this one along, trying to take that objective damage, taking the throne from John, which is pretty difficult in this game. Oh god, that's a gun buff. That's a gun buff on Doorman.
No, he grows in power. You were supposed to hold back your Eldritch powers. Like, your entire thing is you're holding back. You just...
Bro is not holding back. Bro is not holding back right now. Drop the urn, bro. We need to see the gun.
Bro looked at Yelp and someone gave him a 1-star review. He actually woke up pissed today.
Do not review the Baroness Hotel poorly on Yelp. You will be punished. All right, this is gonna be the last chance here. Bunny with Clock are gonna go for it. They're grouping up to contest this urn drop. I mean, if Doorman tries to drop it, that would be bad. Like, surely he's not gonna be the one trying to bring it in, given his carry status in this game. But getting roof control, that would be a nice one. Sees Lash on the other side. Mina as well on the high ground. He's walking it in. I mean, kind of. Wait, he's just gonna do it. Hello. Okay, I guess he's gonna do it. The rest of his team is forcing the fight, and here comes John. The back flank. The team pulled the aggro for him. You can just sack in, just make them look at you. Full vision aggro. The carry has arrived. Scout finds one. Doorman looking for another. Just gonna Viscus in the back line. Oh, you were trying to go ball? Were you trying to press your buttons? No, not allowed. Not allowed.
Yeah, we've just entered into a different game right now where we're approaching kill times that are around like your average Call of Duty game at the moment.
This seriously is like Call of Duty. This is Counter-Strike TTK.
Look at me.
Oh, nice headshot. He's got the AK out. He bought the op this round. It looks pretty good here. The patron. Oh, it dies in 3 seconds. Okay. That's 4,000. That's like some players' objective damage in the whole game is 4,000, and that's what he did to the patron in half a second. So, all right. Little Fen Doorman to open game 1. Not the start you were hoping for Bunny with Clock, but Melee Creeps putting a button on this first map in the series. And I mean, message sent, message received. It's going to be hard to come back from that one, ZP.
Yeah. Yes, it is. And Puckett, you're the expert on COD. How much did that look like COD to you at the end? Because it was getting pretty close.
Yeah, I think my guy knows how to slide cancel. We'll just say that for the hardcore nerds in the chat. That was next level headshotting. Doorman, how do you get so buffed? Was John cheating? That's what chat seems to think.
No, just got huge, man. Just farmed it up the good old-fashioned way. All right, this is when we knew. This is when we knew there was a problem. And the Viscous.
And that was what, 15 minutes ago?
Yeah, right. He's just gotten more and more explosive from there on out. The glass cannon early buy really pays off this game. And I mean, no one's really been playing Gunman, right? Like, it's been a lot of like more conventional Spirit assist Doorman. But John shows it is still relevant, still the meta.
I just
Poor
love,
Cool Cheese.
The best part about that, I had called out earlier. It's like, he's at the point where he can like kill someone in a luggage cart, right? And Cool Cheese is like, don't tell him that.
That was his 9th. There's the 10 kill streak. Ridiculous performance out of John. Goober is in the chat. He's singing praises, saying this looks like a pub game. Melee Creeps in an NA final, establishing their will. I don't even think we need to play an MVP video at the end of this one because John clearly
John just needs to breathe in game 2. All right, just breathe.
Don't breathe,
I
John.
do feel like he's
Keep
not
sprinting,
getting
bro.
Doorman. I feel like you can't get Doorman after this game. Like, no matter what, you just can't get it again. So that's what I will say. But it's just an opportunity for John felt slighted, maybe not getting the MVP last week, and he's determined to reclaim his throne this time.
John. Wow. Ridiculous start here for the Melee Creeps, but Buddy with Clock are going to wake up. Vindicta's going to get through. You're going to see Aiden flying through the air and sniping people. I'm going to will this one into the ether. Send all of your positive energy to Bunny with Clock because the rabbits are looking outgunned. We're going to a break. When we come back, it's game number 2, potentially the final match of the night. We may have just witnessed the best looking Doorman in the Cursed Apple as we take a look at his stats. Did he do good enough, ZP?
Yeah, he did pretty good. Funny enough is that even though it was a quieter game, I mean, Ido is also pumping out the damage too. The Affliction's doing a job, but you talk about killing damage from John. The back end of the game was all his.
Ridiculous stuff on the other side. One player, that was Poshy Pop, able to break 20,000. Actually, I see you there, Mina. Aiden able to do what he could, but this was a bit of a blowout. The good news, you can learn from this. And there might not always be a glass cannon taking over the game, right, Jake?
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe a Doorman ban is in order. I also think, hey, the Kelvin looked great this game, right? Saya played it to perfection. The Shelters were really decisive, winning team fights more or less on their own. And the team play around it was also rock solid. So just across the board, this is the Melee Creeps, like about as strong as they've ever looked. And honestly, despite the fact that Bunny with Clock have made this matchup close in the past, this time it doesn't look that way. And maybe Melee Creeps gets a little bit, like, I guess your best hope is Melee Creeps starts kind of like not taking it as serious in game 2, and maybe they give you a way back into this series. But if Melee Creeps just keep this up, man, this is going to be emotionally a really hard map 1 to come back from. I mean, you just got blown out. There really wasn't any meaningful late game fights once the Doorman hit this kind of power level. Kind of just Melee Creeps taking over.
ZP, I think esports is achieving its goal. We had you saying during the break, man, when I get back on, I'm playing Gunman. What was it that draws you to such an obscene amount of power?
I just like when Mouse 1 heroes are strong, especially from afar. I was a notable abuser of Gun Holiday, and I'm convinced. I'm convinced. I am going back. We're doing some Gunman. Like, I am riding that until it probably gets horrendously nerfed in the next patch, which, based on the Yoshi announcement, may not be until after the holidays. So, Merry Christmas, a Gunman to all. Is what I'm going to say.
3 weeks of Gunman. Oh, what more could you ask for? Shout out to my guy, Average Jonas. We got the Europeans staying up late for this NA battle. It's Bunny with Glock showing up. They're looking strong in this game number 2 because Melee Creeps like to play with their food. We're going to another game 3, right, ZP? If we did a chat prediction, I'd say more often than not, MLC puts on a show in game 2s, yeah?
Yeah, they get a little bit funny with it. I think this was a little bit more decisive to where, I could see the 2-0 coming in, but I will say this for Bunny with Clock. They've been a pretty cerebral team. I think they make good adjustments. I don't know if they're able to readjust their draft plan drastically to deal with the emergence of just raid boss Giga Doorman coming in from John. But, if anyone could do it, it's BWC. They've been really well coached overall. They usually make good in-game decisions. So I'm pretty excited to see how they treat this next draft and how they change things up. And, whether or not they go to Doorman and be like, yeah, we ain't giving that to John again.
It's tough because
go ahead.
I was just going to say, I mean, you're also first banning the Geist against him, right? So the Geist is another one of those heroes that honestly is even more straightforward, really dominant frontline gun carry that is really hard to deal with at most stages of the game, like decent laning. And then as she gets stronger later into the game, I mean, John's farming usually puts him in, if not on top of the lobby, on par with anybody else on that level. So this is a tough draft to adjust here. And I think I almost feel like you might have to risk letting the Doorman through. Maybe you could snipe it for yourselves, but all in all, this was very much a Melee Creeps playing their own style, kind of making the meta to their own vision. And that's a hard thing to deal with, right? When a team's playing stuff that other people aren't necessarily prioritizing, like Kelvin and Pocket, but it's working really well for them. It's like, do you just give them the meta heroes then? Or do you take away their specialty heroes? It doesn't feel good either way. So Bunny with Clock, they're going to need to put up a really strong performance in game 2 to force this series to continue.
We got a draft coming when the players are ready. I think we're just waiting on our NA players to get back to their seats. ZP, is there a hard counter to Doorman? Could I let Doorman through with a secret strategy that I'm going to counter his ass and we're going to make him nullified?
To some extent, you can counter some of this in items. I mean, he did prioritize debuff remover a little bit later in the game, but he did go hard in the orange items before getting some of the defensives. So, I mean, in theory, you could have stopped a good portion of his rampage just by someone investing in disarming Hex a little bit earlier, right? Like, there are item-based things you can do to slow down someone who is so furiously invested in Mouse 1 that you're going Fury Trance Doorman, right? So you have some options. I just don't think they respected the Doorman enough until it was far too late, is part of that.
Jake, according to the chat, your hairline is too perfect. You're wearing a wig. Take it off. I'm disappearing.
No comment. I won't take it off.
Oh.
Big mistake.
Well.
Because I like my wig, all right? My hair piece, my hair system. That's what it's called, guys. Come on, get it right.
New sub goal. First Deadlock land, you get to rip Jake's wig off, only to find out it's actually a real head of hair.
I'm just screaming.
It's like, no, it's my real hair. Stop. Mirage, though, first pick for Bunny with Clock, and I think this is a decent adaptation, Jake, just because Arctic did not look that great on Shiv and has looked godly on the Mirage. So they've secured that as a comfort pick from the get-go.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be one that Arctic's going to be happy about. It does put a lot of pressure on him to perform, but you do give up now the Geist as well to John. So maybe they keep saying, hey, look, you first banned it last time. Maybe that was a good move. We're just going to immediately snap pick it this time. It does kind of put some question to me on the Doorman pick in general, because now I wonder, does Melee Creeps also want to consider the Doorman maybe on another player? Because I would be really shocked if it's anybody but John on this Geist, given his experience on the hero. It just feels so comfortable.
I think
like Geist Billy, I mean, hard to argue with that, right? For an opening 2. Surprising that Shiv doesn't go, though.
to an extent, I think it's two birds, one stone for Bunny with Clock. It's like, okay, you give up the Geist and that hurts, but you also know from hero pools that you're not giving up both Geist and Doorman because of how melee creeps usually goes about. Like, okay, maybe they can still shock you and come out with a Gunman, but I don't think it's going to be the case. I think that when you give up the Geist, you also sort of nullify the Doorman at the same time. Now you're still able to pick up the Shiv, probably. I don't love that. I kind of hate that.
You're kind of picking that into the counter, right? You're kind of picking that into the Geist counter, which Warden, I mean, it's not like a hard counter, but it's a very good matchup for Geist, who Warden likes to be close range, struggles to get away from Geist if she's just turning for the swap. And I love this. The Page comes in, so you've got one lane like locked down. It's Billy Page. I mean, now up to Bunny with Clock to answer, but this has been arguably one of the strongest lanes in the current meta. That feels like, not that it can't lose, but it really does feel like it wins more often than not. And you can still ban away something like Abrams. Wait, melee creeps? Did they? Or no, is Bunny with Clock first ban?
Bunny with Clock is first ban here. I think your melee creeps, you should ban Mina. I actually think it's really good. You put Aiden in a rough spot.
True.
Also, I think Pashi's hero pool is a little bit of a problem right now. The point that you're prioritizing Warden over even grabbing an Abrams here is tough. I mean, for melee creeps, maybe you can ban Abrams, but you could also pick Abrams. You could have like the scariest frontline ever. Abrams, Billy, still have Geist. And
okay. We had some issues in the draft. This actually makes more sense.
Yes.
In a way. So melee creeps open with Geist Shiv in response to the Mirage. And then Billy Page was the response from Bunny with Clock. So it's actually BWC getting the monster lane. They get Mirage on the very comfort hero. The Warden also makes a ton more sense now on the same team as Shiv and Geist, who feel like, okay, yeah, like you're not worried about that counter matchup anymore. This is kind of shades now of Abraham's in EU, right? Like a triple frontliner carry draft with a lot of tempo. It is Billy ready to meet them on the other side, getting Lash and Mina. So, I mean, I actually like the picks in response from Bunny with Clock, right? Lash and Mina, also pretty sick heroes that like big punishes when these frontliners step up.
This is the We Hate Pashi draft. Also, you take the Geist, which is Pashi's #1 hero. Then you take the Warden, which I think you're probably a little over prioritizing. Where, by the way, John can't play both the Geist and the Warden, so it's gonna be someone else on the.
He's
Warden.
got 2 feet, doesn't he? Come on, you never know. Never say never, ZP.
We just see John and John Jr. Coming on here because that's the in vogue meme. It's like Abrams Jr. And all that. But yeah, I don't know. As I look at this here, I'm really curious as to what you end up putting Pashi on, because I'm not saying Pashi can't play other things, but when you look at even a lot of the scrims that Bunny with Clock has done, recent competitive history, it has almost always been Pashi Pop on Geist and Warden. So you've pushed Pashi out of his comfort zone, and then, oh man, in terms of frontline, you get the Abrams on top of it. I mean, this is beefy coming in from melee creeps here, Jake. Expensive in this economy.
All right, hear me out. Hear me out, little Victor for Bunny with Clock. Thoughts on that?
Ready to do some field
Is
testing.
Victor? Oh my God! Okay, melee creeps are not beating the troll game 2 allegations, but hold up, this could be a good McGinnis game. Hear me out. This could be a legit good McGinnis game. This is the type of draft where you have big, heavy frontliners who do crazy player damage, but maybe not the best siegers and maybe not the best sustain at like keeping it pushed together. That's kind of what McGinnis offers. The pocket in response, though, could be devastating because Affliction is going to just feast on your heavy stack frontliners. And I mean, I just have no idea how it's going to play out. I think McGinnis on the lane is going to be a hero to watch because we have not seen a McGinnis ZP in months. I mean, like 6 months. It honestly feels that way. I think there was like one carry McGinnis game in EU like few months ago, but like truly, this has to be our least picked hero in all of Night Shift. Never a Night Shift. Okay, so that was a Fight Night era. Because I remember there was one McGinnis carry game, and I think that truly was in a past era of Deadlock Esports.
That's wild. That is actually so incredibly wild.
No way, bro.
McGinnis is in the game. We're going to a game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Or do melee creeps know something that Hoot said might happen? He said, McGinnis, you beef her up on the spirit. She keeps everyone healed up. ZP, is there a world? Hoot wasn't lying to us.
I don't know. I mean, Hoot may have been lying. I don't know if this is the proper pick. I think for melee creeps, you dominated game 1. You're feeling good. Why not pull out a little bit of McWinnis? We didn't even get a chance to do the bounty. Like, we were going to consider production ideas to do the McGinnis bounty, and melee creeps out here just give it away for free. Like that's
They're
the
a
people's
team
champions.
for the people here. I'm so rooting for this McGinnis to win. I kind of want to see McGinnis at least play it like here and there in the meta, you know, kind of like a Dynamo level. It comes in, you know, a couple games a week. I think it would just be fun to see. And honestly, I'm curious who's going to be piloting the McGinnis, what build they're going to go. We should definitely spend a lot of time observing and just see how McGinnis does in a pro game.
If anyone would like to match my donation, I will be putting down $15 if McGinnis wins this game number 2. If you would like to build that up to 50 with a small donation of your own, feel free to match me. McGinnis Bounty has begun. It's a new era of the night shift here. As we get into the game, it's Melee Creeps up 1-0 over Bunny with Clock. Can the Hares bounce back? ZP, don't think so. Or do you? What's the story, ZP? You look confused.
Honestly, as I'm looking at this here, on draft-wise, I'd say Bunny with Clock bounces back because they didn't pick McGinnis. Melee Creeps, though, picking McGinnis, it's a lot of aura. They looked really good in the first game. I'm kind of hoping that Melee Creeps wins. I think my brain is saying Bunny with Clock makes it to 3. My heart is saying Melee Creeps do it, end it in 2. McWinnis. That's right.
McWinnis.
I want to see this McGinnis win. I want to believe. I choose to believe, Bucket.
Okay, is this the thickest lineup we have seen?
That is, yeah, I'd say so. I mean, Paradox, she's skinny.
What the?
Rest of the gang, though.
What's happened here? No, we're good. That's not me.
You're good.
No, I've
We're
done
safe,
something on my own
CB.
Discord window. I accidentally zoomed in my Discord window on the me and Pucka. I was like, wait, what is production doing?
Whoa.
But it was all me. It was all me.
Subconsciously, you know what you need, ZP. Just a little bit of you and me time. But for now, I have to
Doing
hand
some
the
steaks.
mic over
Doing
to
some steaks.
you and Jake. By the way, if you guys are cooking steaks, make sure they're ribeyes. Cook them medium rare. Don't abuse the steak. It's Christmas time. Shout out
advice.
to everyone tuning in from around the world. Take care of a stranger. Do something nice this week. We challenge you. Next week, we're all going to be wearing Christmas-themed sweaters. ZP's mom has been knitting them for the whole crew. Cannot wait to showcase them. For now, it's your North American Grand Final. Melee Creeps trying to win it all with the McGinnis in the lineup.
All right, Jake. Is
It had to
history going
come
to be
to
made?
this, ZP. It had to come to this. McGinnis' first appearance ever on Night Shift. And will McGinnis be 100% win rate hero? Arguably, McGinnis is the best hero if she wins. There's evidence for it. She could also be the worst hero if she has a 0% win rate.
I do have to correct the stats a little bit. I guess not for Night Shift proper, but in the Trolley tournament.
Trolley. Yeah.
We did have one McGinnis get picked at one point.
She lost.
She did, yes.
Well, that's okay. It doesn't count. Doesn't count.
It's
Slightly
not
different.
Wednesdays. We only count Wednesdays here.
All right. Warden McGinnis. I like it. I mean, wall plus trap could be nice. Oh, wait, hold up. McGinnis getting the big melees. Tanner.
She's getting home.
With wrecked, though. Uh-oh. Yikes. Yeah, you don't want any of this. Oh, McGinnis. No. Oh, that's not the start you wanted, Saya.
Okay, well, why is Saya is he just the Grim Reaper of heroes that we don't see all that often? Last time we saw Saya go off the grid hero-wise, it was Saya on Viper. And that was not a pleasant game for Saya. Saya got beaten in that game. And now Saya comes out here on McGinnis and also gets beaten. Like, you know.
This is a McGinnis versus Billy lane. Like, this is not easy. An opening take of Rack, too, so just gets dominated in the early trades. Tanner, happy to take that one to the bank. I mean, Billy is a hero that can absolutely snowball. It's not really conventionally a carry, but if you kind of dominate the early game, I feel you do become one in terms of the amount of damage you can bring and the amount of taking. You're so hard to bring down.
Also hard aggro lane here. It's not Billy Page, which is usually the go-to for Billy. It's Billy Mina.
Kind of curious, actually. Wait, hold on.
Billy.
Getting in there. Parry could change everything. Tanner waits it out, though. Starting to get this wreck passive on. DMB trading melees, holding the parry for now. Tanner's working him in. Ooh, has this blasted passive online. They're getting the melees in. This is an absolute knockdown, drag-out problem. McGinnis is actually giving as good as she's getting. I mean, the damage from the gun is pretty serious when you start scaling up, especially with that close range online. Like, this is getting scary. Mina actually super low as well.
Get a little bit of sustain from the healing station on top of it. As McGinnis looks to fight her way into it. Also, looking elsewhere.
Oh,
Abrams.
parry.
Oh, you saw that parry a mile away too. That I
was
know
nice from
the
Gibbs,
muscle
honestly.
memory. It was a good
I
parry, but
respect that
also
from Giz. The vertical parry, like, probably didn't think he would parry like right on top of his head like that. It was well done. And I can't believe he actually lives there even after the parry. I thought shit was gonna get him.
just a little bit of tier 1 camp clearing. Also, Pashi on the pocket.
Billy. Third time's the charm. And that's a kill. McGinnis on the board.
I got the team covered.
Also, you take a look at the build here. Like, let's just pay attention to the build because you don't see this all that often. It's not a 4.8k rush. It starts with close combat and then goes into extra spirit. So a little bit more of a balance at the beginning here for the McWinnis.
Do you think he's been playing McGinnis? Like, do you think even he knows what the build is, or is he just buying items? Like, I somehow doubt that Saya's been playing a lot of McGinnis.
You know, we need the bribe John because I think John may be bribable. Like, he seems like someone that may be a bit corruptible. And we need to be like, John, get us the Saya, get us his Smurf records. And then we need to go through the Smurf records and see just how much McGinnis Saya was playing. Because if Saya wasn't playing it on his main, you know, get the details. That's what we need.
Highly illegal deadlock behavior, playing McGinnis on a Smurf. Truly dastardly behavior.
It is more common than you may think. It's like, yo, this guy has really good fundamentals, but he's on McGinnis. Well, what's going on here?
Oh, Mirage making good use of the Page shields. And Mirage actually kind of a sleeper, nice combo with Page, since he really is kind of a broken hero when he's just blinking away.
We are really grouped up here for Bunny with Clock. We got.
I mean, what is Billy doing here, man? Billy does not have
mid.
ulti. This is crazy. They're so committed. And even Abram was like started to lean over, but they're losing their tower for this. I mean, McGinnis, what a hero to leave an empty lane to. But the counter rotate is coming in. 3 players coming in. Lash comes in with the Death Slam, doesn't have ulti. Tornado comes in as well. So 4 people, huge rotations here from Bunny with Clock in the early game, trying to punish this McGinnis. And Warden is just all inning with his ulti. Okay, DMB is just 1v4'd and got a kill. That's crazy work.
That's wild. I mean, ends up dying at the end, but sure.
Though, right? You did a bunch of tower damage. You got a kill. I mean, he wasn't escaping that, right? 4v1. Getting a kill there is great.
You know, 21k to 22k melee creeps and McGinnis or no. For now, being competitive, and because of that weird rotation Bunny with Clock, they're also leading in the McGinnis lane, likely to take down the Guardian before their counterpart. Is where we're at here and of the moment, but. Looking at rotations, may have a beating of the minds here between Abrams and Mirage. With Paradox coming in, the action to the right of mid lane as Arctic in a bit of danger. You know, may be able to tornado out, but you still getting chased down by both the Abrams and the Paradox all the way. Meanwhile, okay, Scout finishes off Arctic, so the Arctic gets caught. Here we go. McGinnis all coming on in. How much damage is it going to do? Instead, get hit by the chain gang. Up close,
damage is good.
You use it. The damage is still good. Yeah, you're using the train to your advantage as Tanner gets burned on down.
He's owning. McGinnis is OP. The suppressor as well. Mitigating some of these trades. And they have to bring numbers to the McGinnis lane. This could be the beginning of something here, ZP. I mean, the rotations are really active from Bunny with Clock. I think they're maybe a little bit overactive at this phase of the game. Gibbs is absolutely broke. Does not even have his ultimate online yet. Pretty painful, especially as the Lash. And DMB, he's coming in to bail this one out. Mirage used Tornado. There's still so many players in this lane. I mean, this is an absolute party lane.
It's 6 minutes in. You're not supposed to have this many players in a lane 6 minutes in. That is absurd. As Billy right now trying to get away. Arctic dies in some of the melee.
Ido came for the assist. Slammed down on the Page. Wants to get more. Trying to bait out these parries. Just shotgunning away. Blasting this Page out of the air. So nice faked melee there. That's good. From Tanner gets some free counter melees in now. And Gibbs finally has his ultimate online, putting that damage down. Tanner with 2. Great fake heavy melee there to bait the parries. That was crucial for that turn.
Also, Cool Cheese surviving with a really well-placed captivating read. Makes enough space to actually get away. You know, took just enough damage to lure Ido in, but not enough damage to make it so Ido didn't die on the way out. A little bit of rotation, though, in here from Aiden. Looking 5 HP Paradox does finish it off. In the end, and I mean, this is just devolved into a bit of chaos here, Jake. And it's not stopping.
He's going it, ripping in the ult as well. Finishing off this Guardian. Lash ulti over the top is good, but is it enough? I mean, Warden's life stealing up through this, getting a decent amount. Does just enough. Take the Guardian. The kills come in. I mean, and now it's Saya just surely caught dead to rights. Paradox comes in though, and the party lane continues, man. It is an absolute bar brawl here. Paradox is still healthy, and Scout really making the difference here with this rotation. Captivating read is good. Great parry onto two. Beautiful. Insane from Scout. Knocks out the Page, and another one back to back. Oh my God, Scout just put that work in on the side lane. Says, I can join in the party lane too. Goodness gracious,
Jake,
CP.
This man presses his F key. Like,
That was too clean, man.
Oh God.
That was too clean. And now he's just getting active again, roaming for more. This man, he can do no wrong. In 8 minutes, the Sinners are spawning, man. The fights are continuing.
The aura coming on up over where Mina's just like, no, I don't want any of that. Like, I might want to throw a melee in the next 3 minutes. I know it's gonna happen there. I heard the reports. But all in all, Jake, as the chaos has quieted down ever so slightly, it's melee creeps up about 5k, up on Guardians too. They have left and mid Guardian, whereas Bunny with Clock still searching for their first.
I mean, that's 2 Sinners stolen on the Bunny with Clock side of the map. Melee creeps. It's a pretty significant objective to be able to take 2 of early game, and especially if there's no counter. Guardians all up versus all down. I mean, this is starting to work, man. McGinnis has survived a huge team fight party lane, which in theory should be like when she's her weakest, right? When like she's being team fought and like stunned down, she can't really like build the turrets and pump damage. She survived that admirably well, and now can start to farm up a little bit more. I'm really curious to see. It looks like a Spirit McGinnis build. Maybe
Jake,
playing on just the turrets being incredibly annoying. Like imagine Mystic Slow plus Suppressor. Like there's a vision here.
You know the trope where, you know, modern people delve into something and it awakens the ancient powers? Well, on cue, Saya plays McGinnis and Naked shows up in chat. The one and only original McGinnis player, but hold the phone.
Speaking
McGinnis,
of a curse.
maybe caught here. Healing station, is it going to be enough? No, not quite. And the turrets gonna chunk at Billy, but not enough to
It only
protect
took
Saya from
4
Tanner at the
players to
moment.
gank the McGinnis at 9 minutes into the game. I mean, this is expensive, right? There's a lot of farm being given over to melee creeps in exchange for some of these kills. And I mean, McGinnis just isn't that important of a hero at this stage in the game. Big heavy melee connects on the Pachi Pop in the pocket, and he is down. Ido knows exactly the limits on that character. Happy to tank an affliction and get a quick reset after that kill.
Someone knows about getting dunked with frogs or dunking people with frogs. It'd be Ido at this point. A lot of hours of his life spent giving frogs and sometimes receiving, as it were. 59k though for melee creeps. Earn still in the play, and you know the team comps you have this time around here, Jake, with no Doorman, no Kelvin. The Earn has been lower priority for melee creeps here so far, but now it does look like they're going to change that up a little bit and grab the Earn.
I mean, Lash historically has been one of the best heroes for me at like dealing with Earn drops because it's just such a great spot for the Lash ulti. There's a lot of open space. But I wonder, I mean, the McGinnis wall is also not bad. Like LOSing some of these key ultimates, especially the Lash ult. You still have the Page ult to worry about, but she is on the other side of the map. And Pocket has no affliction, so this feels like
Gibbs
a
doesn't care.
pretty challenging contest. Yeah, Gibbs is going to run it in, and I don't blame him. I mean, it's... Wait, oh,
Well,
watch out. And maybe Pocket can get some soul denies, but gets like 1, literally nothing there. So yeah, just a free Earn essentially. You do take a counter tower on the other side of the map, so it's not completely free. A little bit of a price charge there. Shiv starting to get a little bit real here. I mean, Shiv has gone for first spike on green and orange, so gun, and there's a lot of farm and tanking potential. And when he gets this spirit spike, it's going to become really scary, especially with that Torment Pulse. And I mean, Mina's trying to put some damage on. The Page ult is just too late. Doesn't make a difference. The slam is good, but it's not going to pull him deep under the walker. And yeah, even this Lash barely survives with the help of the big... Oh, but there comes Ido from behind. Just absolutely gank Slash. I thought he was out there scot-free.
yeah, you look at Lash like he's gonna escape. He's gonna escape, and then you look, it's like, wait, what's the sound of that noise? It's like, it's the meme where you just see Abrams with the punch. It's like, oh god. Yeah, well, he ends up dying. But melee creeps opening up a healthy 10k lead here, Jake, and you take a look at the game state. All 3 Guardians down. They're still maintaining both their mid Guardian, most crucially, and their right Guardian at full HP. It's Bunny with Clock on the back foot, and you kind of think about how they were able to bring things back previously. Part of this is that they got to be looking to Arctic to get farmed up, be the threat on the Mirage, but you know, maybe a longer path than they may like.
All right, fighting into the Saya turrets is low-key really rough right now. I mean, he's got Mystic Slow Suppressor and the Heroic Aura. So he's got insane buff ups for this. Scout does get caught in the mid lane, ganked for now. The follow-up is good, but they're not able to kill that Scout. No way. How does Scout get out of that? He looked like he was completely dead, and Tanner now feels the weight of an Ido slam, shoulder charge straight on him. Maybe the creep's though low on many players, just trying to live out of this one. Some cheeky LOS as well from Ido keeps him alive for a little bit longer.
Fight turned into more of a brawl. Arctic getting hit with the charge towards the M Tornado away. DMB meanwhile finds the open angle, gets another 2. And that's big here for melee creeps. You know, maybe a little bit too early to turn into something like a mid boss, but it is going to give them more map control and even more of a lead. 2 minutes away from buffs and Earn spawning again. And you know, DMB not sated here yet, going for a little bit more. And oh, doesn't quite hit the jump pad.
Yeah, a little bit of a slip up. He's just going to fall back off the play from that. I mean, Ido did God's work in that fight, man. So many pins, like, throughout the fight. Takes down the Billy and then roams away, puts pressure on the Mirage, finds more. I mean, just really doing the job of the frontliner immaculately well. John getting decently farmed here as well, quietly onto the side lanes. And I mean, Tanner's trying to contest this. He doesn't want to give up the Sinners for free, but he doesn't have much choice in the matter. They're just watching on helplessly. And I mean, without the ultis, yeah, I don't think you really can stop it. And Melee Creep's just eking out a bigger and bigger advantage here. Not afraid to push for these smaller objectives, willing to take the risk. Oh, and the burst is so good, man. Once again, Ido just knows, man. He just smells it. You make one misstep on Pocket, he knows exactly what to do.
I also think draft strategy-wise, getting both Geist and Warden, I'm not saying Pashi's playing Pocket bad or anything per se, but Bunny with Clock has a certain style, and that is usually Pashi being a strong frontliner, and he wasn't able to do that in this game because of how they played the draft and taking Pashi's normal go-to heroes. And I don't think the Pashi on the Pocket is giving them the same impact as that's a real healthy McGinnis going in, laying down the damage. Sai with the 2-piece.
I mean, at this point they're tilted, right? Tanner's trying to like kill McGinnis turrets, and he just gets completely smoked by the gank. Paradox potentially caught in the mid lane. Raj has some big stacks on her. The Death Slam not even needed. The Ground Slam enough to just pump that damage in. So Scout does go down this time, getting a little bit frisky in the mid lane, and they do defend the Walker as well in the side lane. But there's a lot of jungle on the melee creep side of the map. I mean, I don't think they really need to be in a huge hurry. As quick heal from McGinnis. And I mean, who was right? Wait, this heal is legit. Like, how much is he gonna heal? There's like 1,000 heal.
More. I think
AOE?
it's like 1,200, 1,300.
Wait, this is a lot. He doesn't. I mean, he has heal booster, but like, he doesn't really have items to support this. The turrets are owning. Billy biting off way more than he can chew. There's more players coming in, but the barriers are good. They're keeping Billy alive. They're keeping him into this fight now. DMB on the run. The Warden ulti just barely healing enough. Oh my God, on a sliver of HP and nothing more. DMB surely can't get away with this one, but he does. Oh no, this is brutal. Bunny with Clock routed across the map and just Aiden on the retreat. Slam from above, the Mystic Slow, the turrets. Oh no.
Bunny with Clock has looked more discombobulated than I've ever seen before, and it's time for mid-boss. 15 minutes in, no worry, no problem. All that fight took place in the middle. You're there for the instant pickup, and guess what? McGinnis also does some pretty damn good damage to the mid-boss on top of it. You take a look on the map in terms of contest angles. I mean, it's taken a while for it to go down, but even still, I don't think anyone's going to drop on in. Jake, this is a clean 3 rejuves for melee creeps into now a 20,000 soul lead. Things for the bunnies are going from bad to worse.
Yeah, that's you could say that again. ZP is now an offensive earn turn in at 16 minutes. This is obscene. Bunny with Clock trying to bring the numbers, trying to bring this contest. Captivating Reed is good. The Page ult as well. The cavalry charge does get that knockdown. Page just hitting everything here. Yeah, punishing this attempt for melee creeps, but they're kind of still stepping up. McGinnis is willing to put her body on the line. It's not a hero you want to go on. And big lash all over the top does slam people away, but the McGinnis is still murdered quick in this room. The turrets are carrying.
Gibbs lost okay, we got pause. I don't know if we can instantly do the replay there, but the damage Gibbs took from the turrets was unreal. Like, he was sitting there mid death slam, he's just like boop, 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 boop. It's like, where's his HP?
I mean,
his HP is gone.
With like the like heroic aura and the McGinnis heal. I mean, that's a pretty serious buff on the turrets. We check out your replay. Look at this health bar on lat. Tick, 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 tick. Oh, he's just dead. Oh, he's just dead. Oh.
Oh God.
Oh, that's sad for Aiden getting the DC. Gets clapped by Ido. But look, you got to take him when you get the chance.
Yo,
And melee creeps to get the reconnect back in. I mean, this game could be over real quick, ZP. I mean, I know there's still a couple walkers up, but McGinnis is starting to take over, and the front line is starting to reach this point where you just can't stand toe-to-toe anymore. Like, melee creeps can do whatever they want on the map, as evidenced by their last few fights. I mean, pushing into enemy territory with reckless abandon.
kind of cinema for that shot of Ido over Aiden's dead body, as John also just takes down Pashi at the very end.
And John does lose a reju, but if Tanner dies for this, it is not worth. As John is running him down, he has to slip away. Ooh, risks it with a zip. That might have been enough. But look, John's on the case. He does not have wave for this. Oh, and
he's
a little
found.
bit of a misstep. Yeah, I think he's just dead to rights here. And that's a nice kill for John, right? A little something to write home about. Stealing the jungle camp. The wave is way behind you, sir. You just no cares. As Mirage just full sacking for this kill, or this tower kill. It might be worth it, but it's a pretty high price to pay for, you know, a key farm hero. If Scout dies, that would be amazing, though. And Arctic showing why they proud this hero pick for him. No, it does pop the reach on Scout, so that actually is pretty sick from Arctic.
I thought he lived for a second. I was gonna be like, there's no way he lived with like 1 HP there. But yeah, I mean, you get the rejuve, and I mean, for Arctic going down, that's still pretty nice Mirage mastery. The problem is that your team's 30k behind, so this is there's limits to the heroics you can pull off.
DMB, he's all in here. Billy could catch this one if he wants to pop the ultimate. Pops blasted for now, chasing him down. DMB does have that one more reju, just wants to take down that final walker. No, the barrage from McGinnis, the affliction, anything you can do to stop her, but will it be enough? She even has the heal. She's gonna keep this one going. Chain gang pulling people deep under the walker. Where's the follow-up? Where's the damage? The walker now falls, but DMB dead with no crystal. Spite could be getting a little bit scary, but on his pocket, it's a 4v5 though. May the creeps bringing everyone. John just farming up a storm elsewhere on the map. They don't even need him. Oh no, not the 5v6.
They're still going. This is brutal.
Oh, the parry.
Into the parry, and Ido's still alive, by the way. Like in all this fight here, I was just hanging out. I was like 20 HP is like no, it's fine. Like I got this.
I don't want 10 streak, by the way. Yeah, like actually crushing here. And John, all right, he's pushing. And a little glass cannon purchase from DMB. Okay, we're in that type of game now. We're in a glass cannon stacks type of situation here. You can't criticize it. Given how this game is going. And oh no, Aiden caught after the fact. No
Ido's
safe retreat now. Yeah, surely Ido. Ooh, maybe an escape is. Oh, the slow is good. Yeah, the point blank is just so broken at this phase. And
if anyone
Fish
knows
gonna
Mina,
get out, get the reset.
Jake, if anyone knows Mina and knows like the way to chase a Mina, it's gotta be Ido. It's like, yo, come over here. Like I know how this goes. All right, Death Slam into a very healthy McGinnis.
They can't even kill him. And oh god, this is just a bloodbath, ZP. This one, just let it end, man. Let it end. Really keeps Wing down these lanes.
Jake, we got a real problem.
The hero to push the base. Wait, DMB? Knockdown? Oh. Billy's on his face. DMB's getting low. They need a parry to stay alive.
A little bit of a statement there. I don't think it changes much here as Ido just continues to walk forward. His W key is never not held down for the last like 2 minutes of this game. Oh, looking for Mina once more. The parry? It's Noxdastar. Oh no. Surely Ido doesn't live. Okay.
Yeah, the toxic does burn him down eventually. But I mean, this is getting gross. I mean, Butterfly, those are some nice late kills. And Arctic's full HP. Could get some cleanups here. Misses the parry just by a hair's breadth there. Oh no, here's McGinnis behind. McGinnis is here. The hero of the story. They're all coming through. They need this McGinnis kill. They're going to go all in for the solo.
She has no heal. No heals up.
Whatever it takes to kill the McGinnis. This is just an absolute death match, though. Neither team backing down from these fights. Still more players coming into the engagement. John is still farming, bro. John.
I must get big. I must get huge. I don't know why that suddenly turned a Tennessee man into a
bro, he's enormous.
Bad Russian accent, but it is what it is. Here's the real scary part here, Jake, in terms of us in production. If melee creeps hold on to their lead, which they're trying to limit the throw, and actually got 3. Like, hang on. It may have been a little bit too much silly here. Tanner Pashi on the fall through and the earned pickup on top of it. I mean, this is throwable, Jake. Like, it went from 50k lead down to 30k lead, and melee creeps may have gotten a little bit silly with it. I don't think it's thrown or anything yet, but this is more than what should be happening for the amount of lead that Melee Creeps had.
I gotta say, I'm pretty sure if John comes to these fights, it's gonna be a different story. But the question is, will he? I mean, he is, to be fair, farming up the complete other side of the map on the enemy jungle. So there's like nothing for them to get in terms of a comeback here. And now he's solo zoning the earn drop. And so it's time to get active here. He says, like, you've come to my domain. This is, I live on this side of the map. I will not leave it. But if you come here, you poke the bear. And he's healthy. I mean, oh God, he's looking for the death slam. He's gonna die before he gets it off, just barely. Yeah, doesn't even throw them down. The turrets from Sai are good. Affliction, though, does catch on to this guy, so she will start to tick down in this fight. But Billy just doesn't have the health to stand tall. The Colossus, she walks, she goes for the swap. No, she can't quite get the connection. And the Toxic ticks her down. They're able to finish her off. Kulchi is on the page, but it's a 3-for-1, and I believe they're gonna lose earn control as well here, so it's gonna be a really brutal soul exchange.
The stat difference is just too much right now. I mean, Butterclock are making smart tactical decisions, but you're also down so much in farm that it is brutal. And now it's just gonna be an easy turn in for Fishcake. Comeback earn fully denied as lead grows ever greater. Also, Jake, our big problem here is that should Melee Creeps win this game, I know we were saying, yeah, John all he has to do is breathe to get MVP, but Saya played McGinnis, and they're about to win.
That is true. You shouldn't have played with this game. We have a McGinnis pick on the cards. I feel like we almost have to give Saya the MVP.
Yeah,
it's still a close race. It's still a very close race. It's going to come down to some of these last team fights. Can we? If McGinnis has some crazy pop-offs in the last team fights, she is winning MVP. There can be no doubt.
Yeah.
The preset turrets, it's OP. Look at them. Look at the beam. Oh my God, the damage is crazy. The wall is insane.
You don't want to fight this. You don't want to fight into the turrets. You have to, but it sucks. Like, going in here is so brutal. You have to contest into the turrets. Page ult comes on out for Bunny with Quack. As they look to contest, they lose Arctic, though, early. Their main source of damage is gone. Iden, soon the join Mirage. Back at spot is Fishcake. Gets to walk through with the dash. Picks up 2. Scout may go down, but the rest of the kills all go in the way of Melee Creeps. Only Pashi survives as a clean rejuve heading on down. Maybe Pashi can steal one. He's going to try. He's in the air. I think he's, like, right above. No, he's not
so hard. Nope. What, 5v1? It's just, you're gonna get chain CC'd, right? There's just no way. And yeah, okay, Spellslinger gas cannon on DMB. DMB is hustling. DMB is an honest lane pushing carry. He's not jungling. He's in there shoving waves, taking the bases. Also, Saya, look at this, just Wing it down mid. Rapid recharge. This is getting problematic right now. Well, a couple shrines left. He's gonna build the nest. The nest in the center of the center lane.
Yo, that patron existed for
Affliction.
2 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, it is a good Affliction. I think it's on a couple players. And that's gonna stabilize things a little bit, but I mean the heal is the heal is out DPSing Affliction right now. That, like, is McGinnis legit? This is starting to look kind of not so bad.
Well, now they go in for the patron, knocks Nostras out, but Melee Creeps looking to be champion once more. Tanner executing where he stands by the shiv, and here comes McGinnis, the victory pummel onto the patron. The minigun goes burr, the patron goes down, and Melee Creeps win the championship and win the hearts of the people with the McGinnis play.
Dude, the McGinnis heal is the entire patron pit. That's so nasty. Like, how do you fight this, man? An unbelievable performance from the absolute party lane in the early game to like a crazy tempo snowball, wild throws from both sides. I mean, this was truly a game that did not disappoint for the fans out there. We saw McGinnis for the first time in Deadlock Night Shift.
They don't just play with their food, they eat it too. A 2-0 for the Melee Creeps tonight with Saya setting a night shift world record, the first McGinnis win. Kieran's $15 for that fantastic
McGinnis 100% win rate.
Please send me your Venmo. For now, we take a look back at how it all started. Countering the Billy. Going on to devastate. I hope this is just all McGinnis highlights. Walk me through it, Zeeps.
All right, now, Barrage, if you don't get stopped, does quite a bit of damage. Use the train to get a little bit more melee barrage damage out, and it just keeps going. The damage keeps on going up until finally, Tanner, Billy or no, just gets burned on down. And, of course, you got some Shiv highlights in here, too.
Yeah, we got some more friends in here. Jake, who do you think outside of Saya's McGinnis deserves some love tonight?
Ooh, I mean, we do got to give love to John. That Doorman game was pure cinema of the last game, and this series did not disappoint. Ido looked amazing on the Abrams in particular. This game actually looked amazing, better on the Abrams than they did on the Pocket the last game. I mean, not that it was a bad Pocket game, but it was much flashier, I think, the Abrams this game, much more active and getting a bunch of key catches and plays on the fight. DMB looking rock solid on the carry. I mean, this is Melee Creeps. This is a tour de force, man. They're on top of NA with a bullet, and right now it just doesn't feel like anyone's able to give them a real contest.
Look at the turrets go. Look at him doing that thing. Look at him do it.
Thunk, 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 thunk. Dead. Also, we've had so many storylines here that's easy to forget, but Ido also just was a force of nature this game. I feel like we watched like 10 straight minutes of Ido just holding W, just punching people and living on a 10 kill streak. I mean, Ido got to do whatever the hell he wanted for way too long in this game.
I don't know how we don't pick John as our MVP tonight. Saya is in the running as well. ZP, Jake, take your opinions to the Discord. Let you know who we want as our official MVP. The Melee Creeps, though, this is their 7th win in a row. Who can stop this squad, ZP? Where is their weakness?
They don't have a weakness. I mean, I think they used to be thought that, hey, maybe John's hero pool is too weak. Nope, his hero pool is beefed up just enough. They're really good in lane phase. They have great depth for the draft phase, and they make good decisions all throughout the game. This is a complete team. They are the #1 team in NA for a reason, and while Bunny with Clock has looked good in previous weeks, while Sneaky Golem, of course, has held the throne before, in the last month or so of gameplay, the Melee Creeps have just been the best in the business, and it's really hard to argue.
Jake, if I want to play McGinnis tonight, I've been inspired. I don't want to go play that gunman that everyone's run through the ringer multiple times. What did I learn from Saya that I can bring into my own game?
I do think the support McGinnis does look the best, where you're playing for your spirit damage, since your spirit damage buffs up your turrets, and then also all these debuffs like the suppressor, the mystic slow. So all your turrets, they're slowing the enemy fire rate, they're slowing the enemy movement speed, and then you're buffing your turrets with heroic aura. So it's like a ton of buffs, a ton of aura, a ton of heal, a ton of sustain. And then the hard thing about McGinnis is I think it actually is a hero that in theory should benefit a lot from team play, because you kind of want to coordinate, like, oh, we're going to fight in this location, so I'll set up ready for that type of fight. Whereas I think in solo play, you might end up being, struggling to have your team be on the same page and fighting using your heal, using your turrets. But I think that maybe to play with a duo to like set up for those like big fights around your turrets, maybe that could help making the McGinnis look as good as Saya did in this game.
Well, we are going to be showcasing the MVP here in just a moment. ZP, you put your vote in just a few moments ago. Who did you select, and why do they deserve honors of most valuable player tonight?
Saya won with McGinnis, brought McGinnis back to competitive Deadlock, 100% win rate. John, sorry, you were the guy back in map 1, but you weren't McGinnis in map number 2, and you just got to give it to McGinnis. Haven't seen it in a long time, may not see it much in the future, but I don't know. I'm with Jake here. I think the support build and the amount of heals I was pumping out, there's some real potential there, and we saw it here tonight.
Yeah, no offense to the Icy Bro, but this is so much more entertaining to watch.
Yeah, it's great to see some McGinnis, and honestly, this game, I almost liked what Bunny the Clock was doing in terms of bringing a ton of numbers, trying to overwhelm the McGinnis with early team fights. The fact that Saya could kind of hold his own into that was really impressive to me, because honestly, I felt like that is probably a good way to deal with McGinnis, just run her over in a team fight. She shouldn't be that strong in this situation, but at some point, I think the execution started to get sloppy. I think Bunny the Clock, the pressure got to them, and Melee Creeps was actually, despite the pick, we're playing this really well.
On behalf of Killer Konat over on YouTube, Saya, thank you for playing McGinnis. They dreamed of this moment. It took 18 episodes, but McGinnis is in, and she walks away with a win. 100% success here on Deadlock Night Shift. We're going to keep it rolling next Wednesday, and we'll find out, will more teams bring out the McGinnis? Is who going to bust it out for EU? We got a lot to wrap up here, gentlemen, as we walk through the numbers. We highlighted your MVP. Jake, what's your takeaway as you compare both EU and NA tonight?
I think my biggest takeaway is probably, Geist looks amazing right now. People playing these sort of hybrid frontliner carries look really good, but so too do Wraith and Mirage. So I think it's a really interesting meta. I think this patch is actually really shaking things up in a fun way, and I'm just really excited to see next week and in especially as we come back from our New Year's break, what the meta is looking like in Deadlock. I think this is shaping up to be one of the more interesting patches we've had.
ZP, do you think we could get some more bounties from Santa, aka you, the CEO, going into our Christmas week next week?
We'll see. I mean, we got McGinnis finally played, so we got to go a little bit deeper and get some heroes in that we haven't seen in a while. Get some Seven back in the lineup, maybe. It's been long enough. He's been in exile. Get a little bit of electricity back in your life because McGinnis can do it. What more have we been sleeping on?
Yeah, I feel like we should get a little bit weird for the final episode of the year. On behalf of everyone behind the scenes, thank you all for supporting episode number 18. We've got an interview coming up with our winner before we go. Reminder, we're going live 4 p.m. Eastern next Wednesday, so don't bounce quite yet. We got to talk with the champions. Who's on the other side of the phone, Solomon? It's going to be the one and only MVP! Congratulations, Saya! Saya, you guys not only walked away with a 55K lead, you also had 3 in the back pocket. How's it feel to just be this far above the rest of the competition here in North America?
I think it feels pretty good because we do put a lot of thought process into strategies and also character pools. Make sure that we never run into a character issue.
Was McGinnis not a troll pick tonight?
No. I think based off of how high my character's HP boons are on my team, I think McGinnis was probably our best pick.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, here's my question. Were you practicing this on your main account, or was there a stealth McGinnis grind account? What was the process here of first being hey, this hero has potential, and then how'd you prep for it without giving it away?
Yeah, there was a lot of frustration in matchmaking with McGinnis on my main, I'll be honest. But I think it's the difference is I'll think about what my teammates enable me to do and what I enable them to do compared to matchmaking, just noticing how well it can work in theory and being able to just communicate that to my teammates. It always just works out super well.
Yeah, I mean, my only question is, you guys have won, back-to-back, 6 or 7 in a row now? I mean, clearly a hugely dominant run from your team. Are you guys going to be able to win one more time going into our last show of the year, of course, our next Wednesday? Is that going to be an easy locked-up championship for the Melee Creeps?
Yeah. Fishkick's probably going to miss his Christmas, but it's okay. If you don't know, he missed Thanksgiving to play, so that's why I said that.
Respect.
Right. Fish cakes, hang out with your family, enjoy them while they're there. Saya, can I ask you about that room? I see this beautiful sign behind you, and like my mansion, it looks like you got quite the compound there.
Yeah, I have a lot of computers.
What do you do when you're not playing? Is this all streaming gear? Is this work stuff?
A lot of my family and friends this kind of originally just a gaming room where friends would come over. So if they want to if we want to play Terraria or Minecraft or something, they would just hop on one of those computers and we'd start playing that all right next to each other.
Bro's got a LAN center in his house. I fucking love it. Saya, send me your Venmo for the McGinnis win. You earned all 3 of these Abraham Lincolns, America's finest president. 3 of them sent your way. Congrats on the win tonight. Anything you want to say to everyone who's been supporting you in the Melee Creeps run?
Shout out to our managers, Thurgic, Yodi. I love those guys, and shout out to all my teammates. They're all always very good, and they make everyone's life easy, and they also are just fantastic players with an amazing personality.
You guys are entertaining as hell. Saya, are you streaming between now and the next time we see you on Wednesday?
Yeah.
Where?
Twitch.tv/HSaya.
We'll put that in the chat. Saya, ladies and gentlemen, he is your winner alongside the Melee Creeps 7 in a row. They do it with the McGinnis, something we didn't think possible. Congrats again.
Thank you, guys.
We look at the numbers. We walk through the highlights. 32,000 souls, 9 kills, 3 deaths, 26 assists, ZP. If I want to play his McGinnis, what's my build of choice?
Well, we're going to be going over and redoing some of the builds. Like, we've had Deadlock Night Shift builds up, but there's been a little bit since we recovered them, and we're going to go back. We're going to get the build here. It's going to be up. You're going to be able to search for it in-game in the next few days, and that'd be a good start. But you take a look at it here. I mean, the key that you see is that it's not only spirit items, but spirit items that make turrets really annoying to get hit by. When you go for things like Suppressor, when you go for things like Mystic Slow, it's basically disabling you just for being near the McGinnis, and then you get the healing support on out. You get a really strong heal, and look, it was support that really worked out in this game that Melee Creeps is able to use to their advantage. And I mean, look, Ido's not going ridiculous without getting the heals that he was getting in this game. So, you know,
right.
Everything you saw from the Abrams going up front, it's because he had the McGinnis healing in the back.
Are they the smartest team in North America? You said Saya may be one of the smarter players in the game, Jake. How do you rate them right now?
I mean, they're top dogs in North America. I feel like this is a team that's kind of waiting for an international champion, you know, and you know, hopefully some future Deadlock lands that could come in time. I think this is about as dominant a run as we've seen in North America. I mean, this is kind of starting to rival Hydra Nation. I mean, you gotta kind of build up to that in terms of like how many times in a row did they win, like months and months in a row. But Melee Creeps have made a statement with this win. I mean, this was about as solid as they've ever looked. And so the trend line is actually strong for them so far.
Episodes 12 through 18, they have been on a run, only dropping 3 games along the way, making that 4. Congratulations on your 7th win, Melee Creeps. We expect you to be back and all of the competition to be even more ferocious as everyone gets 6 more days to get their hands on the game. And I know, ZP, you're going to go and do a special watch party this week, and our man Deathy is going to be throwing something down. What do you got for me?
That's right. Death Slam Invitational number 2 is going on this weekend for North America. $5,000 is going to be on the line. And again, you know, while on this channel, normally we do a lot of competitive Deadlock and usually stuff we're throwing down. If there's a big tournament going on, we still want to cover it. So I'm going to be here. I think, Jake, you're going to be dropping in here and there. And, you know, some other people from the Night Shift crew. Also, you know, invite some of the community members on. See if we can get Crayon for a little bit. It's going to be fun. We're going to be watching the games all weekend long. And, yeah, you know, shout out to Deathy and them for putting on another great community event.
And that's going to be right here on this channel.
Correct.
At 2 p.m. Eastern on Saturday and 2 p.m. Eastern on Sunday.
Yes.
And I could hang out with ZP for the whole weekend.
That's right.
Sounds fucking incredible. I don't know what you guys are doing if you're not doing that. Unfortunately, I'll be working on the Call of Duty League. In the meantime, thank you all for tuning in. Behind the scenes, we had Solomon, the Great, Lotu, June, Knock, all of the amazing people that helped this show be what it is. Shout out to Ben. Shout out to Jake, our PR and CFO. Shout out to ZP, our tournament organizer. Shout out to Jason Kaplan, who I'm told is eventually done shopping for new houses in Italy and might return to the broadcast on Wednesday as a multi-millionaire. Congratulations, Saya. Congratulations, McGinnis. You got a dub tonight, and unfortunately, Aiden didn't get to play with Blue Feet. We hope he's back and we see a closer match in NA. On the EU side of things, there's no one better than the best. We'll find out. Can a new challenger arise, or is it Leviathan going round 3? Ding ding. We'll see you next time.